Alright, so the Flamingos of Nigeria hit the ground running at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. 2 wins out of 2 matches, so far so good, and they've booked a spot to the quarterfinals of the competition in those 2 matches. But the job is not yet done. They have their third and final match, which will be against host nation Dominican Republic. Now, before we get any further about the match, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you very much. So yeah, the Flamingos of Nigeria will be taking on Dominican Republic, third and final group match of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. When it comes to the date of the game, we got 2 different dates. In the Dominican Republic, it will be played today, Tuesday, the 22nd of October. For those of us in Nigeria, it will be played tomorrow, Wednesday, the 23rd of October. And the kickoff time for the game will be 12 midnight Nigerian time. So in a few hours from now. The venue of the game will be the Estadio Olímpico Feliz Sanchez in Santo Domingo. And when it comes to the officiating, the game will be refereed by 36-year-old Brazilian Diane Muniz. Not that much experience as a central referee, at least from what I've seen, but she has been part of some pretty big competition, the Olympics. She was part of the VAR booth during the Olympics. I believe the bronze medal match was the biggest match she was a part of. Then outside of that, she has been part of the Women's World Cup, the under 20 from 2022. She was also part of that competition right there. Now, when it comes to watching a match, you'll have to watch it online, and you do that at the FIFA site. You type in plus.fifa.com, and when it comes around time for the game, they will have it on the first page. So once you get in the website, very easy to get to the game. Definitely is not free. You have to have data to do it. You have to watch out for the ads. It's like 2 ads sometimes, 1 or 2. So you gotta watch out for the ads. And if you're trying to save your data, you can click on this tab right here, and you can choose to put it on SD, which is a lower resolution or whatever. And you can at least try to limit the damage like that a little bit. Now, that being said, let's get into the match. The Flamingos of Nigeria will be taking on the Dominican Republic, and they are currently third on the table. 1 draw, 1 loss is their current record. Their first match was against Ecuador. They lost that by 2-0. Then in their second match, they took on New Zealand, and that ended 1-1, which was really a shocker for me. If you saw the game, New Zealand hit the woodwork like 2 or 3 times. They had some great chances, but after New Zealand scored, Dominican Republic really showed a lot. They really showed a lot of character. They got their goal back. They had some more chances that they could have probably gotten the win at the end of the day. Now, on the other hand, like I said earlier, the Flamingos, 2 wins out of 2. First was a 4-1 result against New Zealand. Second was the 4-0 result against Ecuador. So on the table right now, we have 8 goals scored, 1 against, plus 7 goal difference. And you see the closest team to us with the -2 is Ecuador. The only team that could maybe pass us, I mean, it would take some criminal. Right now, the first in Group A will be taking on the second team in Group B. And funny is that the Group B teams will play just before the Group A teams. And right now it's looking like the United States is going to finish second in Group B. And what's funny about all this is that this is basically a rematch of the last edition if it stays like this. The United States, we played them in the last edition, beat them in a penalty shootout to make it to our first ever semifinal. And also in this group, you have the team that stopped us from going to the final, Colombia. They stopped us from playing in the final of the last edition. And guess who they went on to play? Spain. So I don't know what FIFA is doing, putting all these teams so close together. But the first place team in Group A will be taking on the second place team in Group B. Still up for grabs. Colombia is playing Spain, United States playing Korea Republic. I think any of those bottom 3 teams can finish second in the group. And with us, it's looking like we're going to be first no matter what. And speaking of being first no matter what, you'll have to wonder what the lineup will look like coming out for the Flamingos. You might not want to play all your starters, might want to give some players rest, might want to hide some players from getting cards like Shakira Moshul. She has a yellow card, and we don't want to risk her missing the quarterfinal. So that's definitely a player that you might want to just sit out of this game right here. So all those things will come in mind for the coach. You don't want to just put out a team that's not going to handle business. You want to put out a great team that can do the job, but at the same time, you have to know that you have some players that might need rest. You have some players that need some playing time. This is a tournament. You want the team to be together. And if only 11 players, 13, 15 players are playing in the competition, and you have 6 players sitting on the sideline not doing anything, that doesn't help the team gel properly. So I feel like some players need to get a chance in this match right here, especially with the way things look in the group. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on when it comes to coaching was VAR, or lack of VAR in this competition. We have the video support system in this competition, which basically means like the 4th or 5th official is controlling it, and the coaches can challenge calls. Like if you feel there's a penalty that wasn't called, there's a card that you turn in to the 4th or 5th official, and they tell the referee, she comes over and checks the screen. Now the coaches only have 2 challenges, so you got to make sure you know what you're doing and when you're doing, because you don't want to be in a situation where the referee makes an obvious mistake at the ending of the match, but you've already used your challenges. Now at the same time, I'm definitely not saying that you just overlook every mistake made early on in the game. You go back to our game against Ecuador, there were a couple of errors I felt were made by the referee. The penalty on Peace F. Young, the most obvious one, she was straight whacked in the box, and our coach did not challenge that. Now we went on to win the game by 4-0, but imagine if the game ended 0-0. That would have been a real big moment. Now going into the game, you'll definitely hope that the team will keep on keeping on. They've been improving so far in the competition. Hopefully that trend continues. And speaking of improvements, you'll definitely love to see improvements in the set piece departments. Corner kicks, defense, and offense, I feel like needs to improve when it comes to the Flamingos. You look at the match against New Zealand, we had 12 corner kicks and nothing came out of any of them. Then New Zealand had 2, and they had 1 goal come out of those 2 corner kicks. So you think about that, and you look at our match against Ecuador, 11 corner kicks, nothing came out of. So it's definitely something that we need to improve on. And you look at the competition, the other matches, a lot of goals are being scored with set pieces. So we have to improve on that drastically. But that being said, let me know your thoughts and predictions. Flamingos of Nigeria will be taking on host nation Dominican Republic in their 3rd and final group match of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Please don't forget to like this video, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.